How will I know when I've met my soulmate? The one. So this is becoming this is a fairly common question, but it's becoming increasingly common in Christian circles, right? Although I think we've kind of invented our own version of this. We say things like, well, how will I know when I've met the one, right? The one God created just for me, because surely God in his infinite power and wisdom created one perfect being, one unique human experience just for me, just to make me happy. No, we didn't. Okay, okay. I promise you, you will not find anywhere in Scripture, anywhere in the Bible that even remotely correlates to this idea, that even remotely resembles this idea. And some of you might say, well, what about Adam and Eve? Would you not say that Eve was created for Adam? Was she not his other half? To which I would respond, and to which I have responded on many an occasion, well, okay, are you one of the first people on planet Earth? Because she was created for Adam because she was the first woman. You are not the first man. You do not need the first woman. In the context of billions of people on planet Earth, this is not a pattern, okay? This story does not correlate in that way. If I'm stepping on your toes here, I want to say I apologize, but I don't. If you take this idea of soulmates very seriously, of the one very seriously, then I have to ask you one question. Do you worship at the temple of Zeus? Do you worship Zeus? Because this whole idea of soulmates, of the one, this comes from Greek mythology. It is about as pagan a concept as one can get. It is not a biblical concept. It's not a Christian concept. It is a pagan concept. It comes from one of the more obscure Greek myths that we don't often hear about, wherein human beings used to walk around on four legs, have four arms and two heads. We were very freaky looking according to the ancient Greeks. But evidently in this myth, one of the gods became very displeased with human beings, and so to punish them, he split them right down the middle, right down the center, so that they would have to wander around the earth for their entire lives seeking after their other half. Now, we, in our megalomaniacal culture, our very egocentric culture, have decided to romanticize this and spiritualize it to make it sound like something romantic that serves us. But that is never how it was intended. Okay, and we have turned it into this kind of romantic notion where there is one person who was created just for us, just to make us happy, just to make me happy. And that is not the case. And it's certainly not something that would fit in with God's character. Because I promise you, if there was a person on this planet who was perfect for you, which is a nonsensical idea, but if on the off chance that were to happen, God would keep them as far away from you as possible. I promise you. Because that person would become your idol then. And as rumor has it, God does not want any gods put before him. So you can throw that one out the window. You can scratch that one off your list. That's not going to happen. Now, not only is this idea farcical, but it stems from a very it's all about me attitude, right? It comes from this very individualistic culture of ours that focuses so much on self-esteem, and it's all about me. To be frank, we have a bit of a narcissistic culture. We tend to make things all about ourselves, and that's what we have done with this Greek myth here. Now, this "it's all about me" attitude, from which this whole soulmate thing stems, it's a pretty big driving force for infidelity these days. It's a big problem for marriage. Now, imagine a man who meets a girl and he starts to think to himself, okay, well, this girl makes me so happy, right? She makes me very happy, and so she must be the one, my soulmate. He's putting all this pressure on her, and then so he marries her thinking, okay, well, this is the perfect woman for me. She's going to make me happy for the rest of my life. And then he becomes disillusioned because he realizes that she's not a perfect human being. Go figure, right? And that he's not happy all the time. And so somehow he starts to think that, oh, maybe she isn't the perfect person for me. Maybe I made a mistake. Maybe I was wrong. Or maybe God made a mistake. Who knows? Because people like this think this way. And he starts to think, okay, maybe I didn't marry my soulmate after all. And then he meets another girl who is not his wife. And he starts to look at her and think, maybe she's my soulmate. How convenient. This other girl, besides my wife, who I found attractive, maybe she's the one whom God intended for me. And so he starts to justify in his mind infidelity, adultery. He starts to think, okay, this is okay because God would want me to be happy. Which is, again, that's nonsense. Okay, nowhere in the Bible does this whole just wants me to be happy thing. This does not occur anywhere in Scripture. This is, I don't have time to get into that whole mess, but you can see the problem here with this whole the one idea. So it's not a biblical concept. It's a very narcissistic concept. That is the way that we use it. Now, the one caveat I would say for this whole the one idea is that when you get married, your wife is now the one. She is your only one. That is the one caveat I would make to this whole idea, is that once you're married, this is your one and only. You get one. Once you are married, that is the one. Stop looking for the one, your soulmate, anywhere else. Your wife is your one. If you want to meet somebody who's right for you, you have billions of people in the world to choose from. Okay, you do not have just one to choose from. You can, and there is no qualifier that says it has to be the perfect person, because that's never going to happen. The only qualifier really is that, one, that if you're a Christian, that share your faith. Two, you can be in the same room with each other and not want to kill each other. You actually like spending time together. That's number two. Then you can get married, and once you're married, that is your one. That is your only one. That's the only one you get. Okay. If you want to be happy, if you want to be content, rather, I should say, then the last thing you want to do is focus on yourself. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but if you want to be content with your life, with your love life, with your marriage, start thinking, first of all, on how you can serve your significant other. Stop thinking about how they can serve you and start thinking about how you can serve them. This should really be your mindset even before you get married to this person. Right? You're not thinking about everything that they can do for you, every way that they can make you happy. You want to enter marriage with the mindset that, okay, I'm here to serve her as well. This is how you live a life of contentment. Not by thinking, okay, I need to be happy, I need this, I need that, I need to focus on my own self-esteem, my own happiness. No, that is going to lead you directly to failure in any relationship you have. Stop looking for the person who can make you smile and start looking for the person who you love to make smile. Stop looking for a person to make you happy and start looking for the person who you want to make happy. Stop looking for the person to serve you and your interests and look for the person who you would like to serve for the rest of your life. That's what marriage is. It is mutual service. It is a sacrificial endeavor. It is not for the selfish and narcissistic. Okay. God has given us the secret to a happy and content life. And it is not to think more of yourself. It is not to think of yourself more. It is to think of yourself less.